done, but this is.
Madam Cook gets the dancers down.
Can we agree to disagree?
No.
Is it fair that we can agree to disagree?
Well, we can always agree to disagree.
Okay.
But I don't think you're listening. I mean, these people we're two white dudes.
Yeah.
They've got legitimate grievances, and you're not listening to them.
I am listening to them.
Kind of doesn't feel that way.
I am listening to them. That's why I'm here to listen.
I don't know. I don't feel like it. Hey, dude, do you feel like he listened to you?
I listened to you.
You know, I'm gonna say this. On the day Trump was elected, I went home and talked to my grandparents in a way I never did before. They're both 86 right now. They're both still alive, still kicking. They were born in 1930. You know, back when, everything was segregated. So I asked them, I'm like, how did y'all go through this shit before? And the funny thing about it, my grandfather was like, the funny thing is, he actually didn't disagree with a lot of things Trump said. It's just the way he went about it and things he was throwing out there.
Right. Right.
And honestly, on you, and you as well, I didn't believe in Hillary either. In fact, I don't really trust politicians or government much at all. But there's certain things you just can't stand by no matter what. And a person that sits there, throws out hate, lies, incites violence against blacks, LGBT community, women, I cannot stand for that. In all good conscience and all my Christian upbringing. Yes, in all my Christian upbringing, because in my Christian family, my Christian grandparents had me in church every Sunday, told me to love and respect everybody, no matter what. Taught to love your enemy. How do you love your enemy without understanding your enemy? First time I got on MySpace, I set out to learn everyone that was different from me. I learned a lot in those years. My opinions have changed. There's things I believe, but there's things I fight for. I'm not a fan of abortion, but I understand the difference between it being legal and illegal, and it being illegal causes a lot more harm than good. Especially when those same people that are against it are also against sex education. You cannot pay me to stand by, vote for, or watch a president who is endorsed by the KKK, the neo-Nazis, the alt-right, whoever they think they are, who sits there, lies, plagiarizes, insults women. We were all born from a woman. Someone say grab her right in the pussy to my mom, I would end up in jail. And jail is bad for me, so I'm taking a major risk doing that. I get profiled as is. Now I'm just a fucking target. And now I have, I'm down under. It's like I could die just because someone saw me in the wrong area. I'm not standing for that ever. I've been wearing a hood all the time since middle school just because I fucking want to. I don't have a criminal record. I've never stolen anything. Hearing that Trayvon Martin dies.
Except our hearts. Except our hearts.
Now you said you've been wearing a hood since you were young.
Yes.
Why? What is it that drew you to do that?
It's just something I do. Just like I wear gloves and boots. I just do it. I wear it because I personally feel comfortable wearing this.
It makes you feel comfortable.
Yes.
It's not. You're not trying to separate yourself or anything. This is what you feel comfortable with.
Can somebody take a picture? I'll do it if they won't.
Anywhere you see me, this is how I look.
I'm terrible.
This is me.
I'm not
perpetrating a gang life, thug life, none of that. And people who actually take the time to get to know me, who look me in the eyes and see my intentions, they know that about me almost as soon as they meet me. Because I don't mean no harm to no one. I don't stand for violence with anyone, even my enemies.
I can tell you're a beautiful person inside.
Well, thank you very much.
You mean a lot, okay? But what is it that you feel that you feel like people are judging you? Is that what it is?
No. This is not therapy. I honestly don't give two shits what people think. I'm just telling you the difference between how I look and what I actually do in my life. All right? I'm a part of homeless outreach. Okay?
That's awesome.
And if I
work at the Western Drop-In Center.
Also, in fact, I'm going to be there Friday or Saturday, whenever it is this week.
Western Drop-In Center?
Not that one. This will be my first time. Yeah, I'm a new member.
Don't tell my boss where I was.
But yes, I stand to help anyone that I can at any time, and this is part of it. You know, I'm friends with many different people: gays, atheists, Muslims. I'd be damned if I sit there and allow anything to happen to them, and they'll be damned if they allow anything to happen to me as well. You know, yesterday I saw people wearing Black Lives Matter shirt. Most of them I hugged and shook their hand because that means a lot to me. People of different races giving a shit about me. You know? And when I say that, I mean that to Trump supporters too. I don't mean no harm towards them. That's exactly why I'm against a person who keeps trying to build this false claim that there's a war on their race. There's not. Nobody wants to destroy the white man. We just want to share the same planes as him. The same planet that we all fucking live on. That is all. And why is that so hard for people to understand that? I mean, how can a country worship someone like Muhammad Ali, who is Muslim, then bomb him in another country?
Then what?
Bomb them in another country. Or try to kick them out of this country. They've been here just as long as any of us. Look it up. Look it up. It's the truth.
Hey, I got a couple questions for you.
Sure.
One was I was overhearing the question about Trump from 1 Timothy.
Yep.
Scripture, which is clearly referencing
About
a spiritual leader, bishop. So do you believe the same qualifications are necessary for a president as a spiritual leader?
No.
Okay. So what I'm just curious.
But he said that he believed he's a Christian first.
Okay. So
therefore that's why that was brought up that way. He said he was a Christian first. Christian values were important to him. Christian values are clearly not important to Donald Trump. And so I wanted to remind him of the way that Donald Trump responded to Scripture.
Okay. So, and obviously it's pretty clear that there's not been fruit in Trump's life. That's very clear. But my question is this: all of the issues that you're bringing up, or that you brought up some great points. Race relations are at an all-time low right now. Never been worse in this country. Not under President Trump. He's been in all of 24 hours. This stuff's been going on for, what, 3 years now?
It's been going on for hundreds of years, man.
I get it.
What are you talking about?
No, hold on. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about and maybe it's
You're talking about the Tea Partiers being upset about a black president and coming in and doing everything, come hell or high water, to make sure that everything that he tried to pass was blocked, trying to make sure to jam up the House and the Senate, trying to make sure that every possible thing.
You're way off in the weeds now. What I'm saying is,
interesting expression. Go on.
Yeah. Ouch. How can you blame Trump for the race relations in America?
Listen. I'm not
answer.
blaming Trump. Okay. Trump is the result and the figurehead. Okay.
Of all of that? Really?
Listen.
You don't think he was stirring it up?
Listen.
Oh, sure.
Listen.
Okay, so you admit it. He was stirring it up. So that's how.
Been here for years.
That's not how it happened. So it's only.
You just said he stirred it up.
No.
He stirred it up. So yeah, like people get upset about
hundreds
it.
of years.
Absolutely.
Okay. So
right.
has it been going on hundreds of years?
You're talking about the
I'm
recent.
talking now. Is it going on hundreds of years, or did Trump just start stirring it up in the last year?
I'm saying.
Has it been going on hundreds of years, and it's now at an all-time low, or at least in my lifetime, it's at an all-time low?
It depends on.
Let me get wrong right there. Okay, first things first. You said earlier things are worse. Things are not worse. That's what we're trying to avoid, making them to the way that things used to be, or even worse. Okay, how long have you been alive?
Race relations are lower right now than they have been in our lifetime.
My lifetime. I wasn't alive in the 60s.
What year were you born?
78.
I was born in 89.
Okay.
Okay.
So not.
Now you say in our lifetime, right? What year?
74.
74. Okay. You know, in your lifetime, historically speaking, yes, it was worse. It was a lot worse.
Okay.
You know, not long before y'all were born, Martin Luther King had been shot. In the 70s were a common era, but that was right before the crack era. That was right before Reagan era. Okay. That was right before the Rodney King riots. Okay.
Yeah.
Now again, all that still wasn't worse compared to before y'all time with segregation,
of course,
with lynching, with and I could go even farther back. Now, this is what Trump is. Okay. Now, you know, I will say this, that I have mixed feelings. It's one of those things, there's nothing good about Trump. I'll say this, and what I mean by that is that there was nothing good about presidents that did things in secret, okay? There's a lot of policies they passed that hurt us horribly. There was nothing good about that, nothing better about that. Just like there's nothing good about someone openly rooting on the side of racism. Okay. You know, I would say, you know, it's one of those things where you can argue that it's a silver line, but the fact is the problem had been there and it had been brewing. And a lot of things weren't done, had gone wrong, that allowed it to become legal again. Okay?
Such as?
The fact that a president could come out and insult Mexicans the way he does, Muslims as he does, blacks as he does, the LGBT community, women as he does, and still get elected says a lot to me that we are trying to go backwards. He says make America great again. You know what era he's talking about? The 50s. When everything in white suburbia was great and everyone else was down here and they were thriving. That's why the 60s happened. Okay. That's why the counterculture movement began.
This is what I'm asking though. This is what okay. Trump, the rhetoric, the rallies, all this stuff has been going on for a year and a half now, right? Since he's been on the scene.
June 16th.
June 16th. Okay.
June 17th, Dylan Roof was inspired by his words and murdered a church full of black churchgoers.
Inspired by Trump's words?
Could be.
Could
Connect
be.
the dots.
Could be. Oh, could be. There's a lot that could be.
No, but what you were saying.
If we're going to get into conjecture and innuendo, we can go all night.
All right, then I'll drop that one. Go ahead. What's your question?
Because that's ridiculous. My point is that for you to use Trump as a scapegoat is ridiculous. He's been in 48 hours. Listen.
Yeah, but you said he's been doing that for a year and a half. Look out.
The rhetoric. He's not been legislating for a year and a half. He's not been in power for a year and a half.
He's actually been making appointees for a couple weeks now.
So let me ask this question.
Those appointees have had nothing to do with policy.
There's been no legislation.
We know what they've been up to.
Okay. So let me ask you this question. Do you support women's rights?
You betcha.
Is that what you're out here protesting? Did you come for the Women's March?
I come to every rally that I possibly can go to. I've gone to close to 200 rallies in the course of this election.
The premise of this.
So yes, I'm here for women. I'm here for blacks. I'm here for LGBTQ. You know, I'm here for any of the oppressed people that Trump is against.
Are you for all of the women that are being oppressed by Islam?
I knew you were going to go there next.
Oh,
Your favorite one, because you listen to Alex Jones or watch him and all that.
I don't listen to Alex.
Sean
I don't
Hannity?
listen to Alex Jones.
I don't know who's your favorite.
Don't spin. Answer the question.
I'm not spinning.
You are spinning.
Okay, so
do you understand what is?
So if you listen to
the only democracy in the Middle East is Israel, and the current administration just threw them to the anti-Semitic wolves, which is the UN Security Council, in an unprecedented move, and took our only ally in the Middle East where women can vote, where women have rights.
Okay,
and I'm seeing these women.
So you're saying because Muslims are anti-women, that we should be anti-Muslim? Is that correct?
That's not what I'm saying. Okay. What I'm saying those things are mutually exclusive. For you to be against Islamophobia and saying that you are standing for women at the same time is a joke. Okay. I have no respect for that. No respect for that.
No, because he's
I'm sure you've got an answer.
Go ahead. I would really like to.
Sure.
I want you to elaborate because there's no question there. But why is it a joke?
Why is it a joke?
Yes.
It's a joke that someone would be trying to champion, or that feminists champion women's rights.
I'm not championing any religion.
I'm women's rights.
You know, you just said for me to champion
women's rights,
Islamophobia, and women's rights is a joke. Those were your words.
It's a joke. Absolutely.
But you brought up Islamophobia in that sentence.
My point is, if you believe in women's rights, do you support Israel? Do you support Israel?
Israel the people or Israel the